Come on down to our Zach Tellender. Form check your best, clean and jerk. No, I'm not talking about what you might think, 'cause weightlifting jokes, they really stink. So come on down to our Zach Tellender. I'll take a look at your snatch. God damn it. Why don't you come on down to our Zach Tellender? I'll fix up your jerk so you can talk to her. At this point I should probably start the show, because everything is turning into innuendo. Hey guys, I'm Zach Tellender, and today I'm going to be looking at subscribers technique, and I'll be doing some form checking. For those of you that aren't on my Reddit, get on there. R Zach Tellender, as the song said. And if you post to the weekly form check submission thread, I might get to it, and I might look at your snatches, clean and jerks, front squats, back squats, deadlifts, whatever, and try to correct it to the best I can. Before we get started, I just want to say my editor Alex has been working really hard to really put in a good effort with these videos. So if you could just comment below, just say, Alex, we appreciate your hard work. Keep working hard. This unpaid internship is a glorious position. And if you don't realize that, well, you'll never get a godforsaken dime from me. All right, let's get into it. All right, this one is from Igergg. 65 kilo snatch at 74 kilo body weight. It's from training recently. My competition best is 70. Little wobbliness and leaning forward in the catch positions. Let's check her out. Up! Video's unavailable. Sorry, Igergg. Won't get to your video today. All right, form check is going good today. Let's go easy 100 kilo power clean. I can't manage to keep my knees bent after the bar passes my knee. Okay. Yeah, I see what he's talking about. Okay, so what he's talking about is this little, as the bar is getting to his knee, he really flashes his knees back to completely unlocked. Wow. Yeah, that's no bueno, because this position is not powerful at all, right? Right as the bar is at the knees, he's locking them out completely, basically turning off your quads almost entirely. And you want to be able to push through the entire time. Yeah, he keeps his feet relatively flat throughout the entire lift. What I would do is, set up with the barbell farther away from you. He kind of has this bar set up really close for no real reason. And then once he starts lifting, he pushes it away, and that's when the knees start coming forward. So one thing I would say is let the bar be a little bit further away from you. And again, anytime you feel as though the knees are throwing back really far, what it says is you're not really putting pressure on the forefoot or the front at all. It's for your knees to be back all the way here, there is zero weight in your toes. Zero. And that should never be happening ever. So some things you can do. I made a video called Pull From Your Toes. And it was very controversial, right? Because it's almost the opposite of what people say. Certain things you can think about in both the clean and the snatch, maybe less so in the clean, but pulling your knees to the side, but also thinking of putting pressure in your toes throughout. In that video, which click on this, or don't click on it, just this video right here. In that video, I have a bunch of drills that I use for the snatch, but can be used for the clean as well. And hopefully that will help out your issue. Let's go to the next. Super Pants 01. Complex, 1 power, 2 full snatches at 40 kilos. Training in less than ideal conditions in a Globo gym without proper plates. Working on technique, following Greg Everett's book. Let's see it. Okay, there's the same sort of hitch that we saw in the last one. It's the in and out movement in order to make contact. And that's something that definitely needs to be smoothed over. And I'll kind of show you guys what I'm looking at here. You can see it in the power snatch, but you can also see it in the full snatch. Not so bad there. That's pretty good. Let's see in the full snatch. You know, honestly, there's not too much to fix here. The problem that he's talking about is the improper plates, right? He's lifting on a deficit, essentially. Because those plates, the diameter it's not a big enough diameter to be a realistic snatch position off of the floor. But I think what I would do is try to smooth over that transition from the first to second pull. Basically, everything from the floor to the knees is the first pull. Everything beyond that would be the second pull. Some people say third pull, but whatever, tomato, tomato. Try to smooth that over. And what I would say is maybe start thinking about a little bit more arm action, meaning thinking about pulling that bar to you, making contact happen rather than going out and chasing contact. This is very lightweight for you. So it's very difficult. You know, the sweet spot for form checks, I think, is going to be, maybe 70%. So this looks like very lightweight, very manageable. And a lot of times with beginners, sometimes the weight is so light that they can't really get into the right positions. So yeah, for this guy, I would say fix, your transition. And all you have to think is using your arms, pulling your arms back into you to initiate contact. Next. All right, I'm not going to say this. I don't know how Reddit allowed him to put this as his username. Pyro, I guess he doesn't like Pyro. Snatch at 60 kilos. This is a PR from the floor, struggling with the catch. Kind of just letting it fall on me. Help Senpai. All right, so first off, guys, setup position. Why are we grabbing the bar like this? It does us no good to just set up in a crescent moon position and have our eyes and everything pulled down. That's not where we're going to end up going, so why set ourselves up like that? I always point to this video, the start position for the snatch, my system of how to do that. You don't have to do my system to start in the snatch, but I at least have a system and a reason for why I start the way that I do. And that is to flatten out my back and allow for that flat position and a lower hip start position without certain problems, the shoulders getting back too fast, certain things like that. But I have that system. And in no part in that system am I rounding my back at such a level like this. So already fix that. There's no need to grab the bar and put yourself in a challenging spot from the jump. Okay. So it's very interesting. You're basically, once the bar is past the knees, you're pushing the knees forward as hard and fast as you can. And, this isn't terrible, but you almost want your shoulders to be a little bit, it's just too much. It's too much pushing the knees through. You want a whip at the end. There needs to be a unraveling at the last moment. So as you can see, when he makes contact, his shoulders are behind the bar. And so there's no more whip action. There's no more unraveling. When you make contact, your shoulders need to be just right on top of the bar so that you can have this leverage going up. Yeah, and what you're going to see, because his shoulders are so far back, as after contact, you can see his elbows have to drop immediately. I mean, this looks like a clean, right? As he's extending, the way that he's pulling back on the bar looks like a clean. Your elbows should never kind of go back like that in the snatch, right? Watch, his elbows have to drop, and then he has to press the bar into the bottom position. No wonder it's like falling on top of him. I gotta find, what's this other video that I made basically talking? Oh, perfect video for this. It's about power snatching more than you snatch. And it's particularly, it's not the mobility one, but the one after that. And in that, I talk about the importance of basically pitch to catch, right? Contact to catch position. And here it's like your contact to catch position and your control or command over the bar is non-existent. So that is something that you definitely need to work on. Start position and command over the bar from the hips to the catch position. Power snatch plus snatch at 50 kilos, 67% of 1 RM. That could be that could be a good weight selection. We'll see. So there's power snatch plus a full snatch. He's got straps on. Yeah, you know, it's not. Look. I like that he's intentionally not like just opening up completely. Right. He's got a really flat back position, and see how his head is kind of down, and then he's looking forward. That's just a blatant, to me. It's blatant effort to not pull everything back and unravel. Right. You can go. You know, if you're trying to flatten your back, you can go too far the other way, and you can have too much extension. So, let's see. Not bad. And look at his catch. I mean, his chin is down. The only thing I would say is, like, maybe work on, like, a dynamic start or something, you know, right? What is interesting, what I will say is, maybe this is just because it's a power snatch, but his feet aren't really moving at all. They kind of are stuck here. And as you can see, right, if I pause right at the knee, and this is on the power snatch, his toe, at least his right toe, is off of the floor. And he's rolling back into the heels. So what that says to me is just have a little bit more of a confident setup and start. Again, that video where I talk about my system to start, I highly recommend it as just a launch point to kind of understand how to set yourself up. You know, you can get into this start position like he's in right here. You can get into that position, and then maybe you can lift and lower. And what that lifting and lowering does is it can actually activate your full leg rather than force you to throw your knees back and put all the pressure on your heels and stop using the leg. But in general, I think his mechanics are pretty good, right? He's making efforts to catch in the right position. Those are the fundamental things that allow you to continue training and manipulate different aspects. What I'm talking about are like a little bit more of the fine-tuning things, which are just going to come with more and more lifting. Front squats, first time doing them, and you did 90 kilos for 3? My first time doing front squats. Sure as hell wasn't doing 90 kilos. So, yeah, I mean, not much to say here, not much to fix. You know, it's pretty simple movement. He's crossing his arms, though. So, what I'll say is, in our sport, that does you no good. Well, I can't say it does you no good, right? Because if you want to gain muscle strength in those areas that are valuable to cleaning and snatching, then yes, you could do this as an accessory. But if you want the most out of your front squat, you got to have your full hand on the bar to a certain extent, right? It has to be realistic to the clean to a certain extent. But look, he's got great depth. Look at his hip crease, boom, below the knee crease. I love it. His thoracic spine is a little bit rounded, and what I would say is you really just got to work on stuff where you can get your hands on the bar, presses, jerks, stuff opening up the thoracic spine. When you start to round like this, it really can spell some issues later on. But that's it. That's all I got for that. 70 kilo snatch double. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, you gotta, so really quick, if you're gonna do, if you're not going to stand up the rep all the way, it's usually when you have straps on. You can see there's plenty of elite weightlifters who don't stand up all the way. I'm sure that my man here is thinking about Lu Xiaojun or whatever. You're not Lu, but if you're gonna do drop like triples, doubles, where you drop the weight, stand up every rep, you might as well just use the work. It's okay. It is very difficult to stand up all the way with straps on and then lower it and catch it. So what I usually do is, as I'm standing up, I usually get a quarter of the way up, and then I start lowering the bar, and then I can bring it down to the floor, go into the next rep. But that's with straps. If I'm doing no straps, just kind of, it basically becomes like 3 singles or 2 singles in a row. All right, so this is far too long. Far too long. What you guys have to think, and when I get into my setup and then basically my start, because essentially if he's going to do a non-dynamic start, a static start, this is his start position. And if this is your start, that means your entire leg must be active. That it's as simple as that. Your entire leg must be active. So if you're sitting in the bottom position of an active squat for, let's count how long this is. My God. All right, started at 11 seconds. $19 seconds. That's an isometric squat for 19 seconds. For what? All you need to do, you have good head position, you have good mechanics, you understand the tempo, you need to figure out your start position, and you need to figure it out fast. Because like if I was coaching you, that would just be unacceptable. And I'm not trying to be harsh, guys, but it's like that's just wasted time, mental acuity, wasted energy. You have to have a better system to set up. That's it. Okay. Man, I've got a lot. Whoa, my goodness, we've got a lot. The problem with that is some guys, you know what? I'm going to go straight down to the bottom. Here's my video. This is from TheseAd1432. This is 67.5 kilo snatch from blocks. My max from the floor is 70 kilos. Trying to get better at the turnover. Been training for 4 months. Height 180 centimeters. Weight 80 kilos. Let's see it. Okay. The only thing here, so what is that? He said this was a PR? Okay. So listen, this is a great idea. If you guys want to get better at, to me, the most vital portion of the lift, block lifts are hands down the best tool, I think, without question. Maybe very close is hang, but it depends on who you're talking to. I know Owen from Sika doesn't like blocks. He'd rather do hangs. But he's got to jump forward here. Right, and all that is look, watch his feet. Only watch his feet. Way back in the heels, toes even come up, pulling directly from the heels. Right, so everything is back in the heels. The moment he wants to extend, it goes like this. Right, if you're rocking and your last point of contact is the toes, you're basically creating this momentum forward. As your toes leave the ground, your heels basically replace your toes. All he's got to do is lean a little bit more and open up. Lean, open up, get the pressure forward in the toes. there isn't much technique to a snatch from the blocks, right? If you know the mechanics, if you know the tempo, there isn't much going on there. If you can't, you got to be able to set yourself up the right way. All right, 117 kilo snatch from my last meet. That's the heaviest snatch that we've seen on Form Check Friday. Congratulations, kukaruso. All right. I like it. I like the setup already. I like his foot pressure. Obviously, it's max effort, guys, so it's tough. One thing, his hips do rise really fast. And this position is a tough one to recover from. There are some athletes, I think Muhammad Ahab actually has very high hips before he extends. It's just your turnover has to be a lot, right? Right, your shoulders are so far forward and they got to travel all the way back, so you get a lot of in and out movement. But it's max effort. That one thing I would say is just try to keep your hips down. Yeah, I like it. I like the start. I like the dynamic start. I like the woman screaming in the background to hold it. Good job, my dude. Weightlifting since October 19th. I'm 21 now, 84 kilos, body weight, 90 kilos by 2 snatch. I love how everyone's using kilos. I love it. Maybe I just have like a very, European and international audience, but I think it's great. Oh, wow. Whoa. This is very good. Okay. I'm pausing right here at the hips because the heels are off the floor. One thing I can say, he's got a static start, so I can't just sit here and be like, every time someone does a static start, go, hey, do a dynamic start, but it's worth thinking about. It's worth trying. There are some good lifters who don't. The reason I love it is because it just gives you so much more oomph to change speed. For me, I get this amazing attack that I can add to the bar. I'll tell you, this guy's, what's probably the best and one of the most important qualities that a lot of these lifters or that a lifter must have is one that Alexei Tarakti always talks about, and it's the wall squat test, where it's basically to see T-spine mobility. And this guy's got it, right? Because look, his hip crease is very low, right? Hip crease is way below the knee crease, and he's still able to open up his chest, okay? And that is always a good thing for weightlifting. He's got great speed. There's not much going on that's wrong per se. It's just at that contact position, his heels are off the ground. But super athletic dude. I would say a lot more hang work and using that dynamic start. A lot of times people will do hang stuff and they'll have a dynamic flow to the hang, so they'll go down into the hang and go. And, I would love to see him try a dynamic start. If it doesn't work, forget about it. But that's it. That's some of the best technique I've seen here. I think it's probably the best technique I've seen on this channel from the form checks. Last one here, Meme Lord of the Week. He's got it, man. Seeking Significance. Congratulations on your Meme Lord of the Week. Again, guys, if you go to my Reddit channel, you can, if you go to my subreddit, you can post memes and you might become the Meme Lord of the Week. 75 kilo snatch PR. Let's go. Nice, dude. Let's see here. Yeah, it's similar to the guy from before. It's a lot of knee scoop and a lot of pushing the knees through. Which, it's not horrible, right? I love his catch position. Head is through. He's not up like this. He's got a good overhead squat, hip crease below the knee crease. But again, it's that knees being fired through. And the reason I'm not the biggest fan of that is because you almost want to wait to the last moment to push the knees through, like the end of a whip, you know? Yeah, pull your knees out to the side rather than violently pulling them back. So for you, I think what we're seeing a lot is knees out, knees back, right? Because right when the bar passes the knee, you want to slide it in through there. And, you know, I don't know, this could be just picking at tiny little things. This is a PR. This is, you know, if I was in the room with you, I might have different things to say, but you could try pulling your knees out to the side in that first pull. Maybe you'll have less of a violent in and out of the knees. And, you know, just wait a little bit to throw the knees back in. Keep just pulling up and then extend at the last moment. You might be able to add in a little bit more kilos. That's it for this week's form check. Thank you guys so much for watching. What is it called? Subscribe? Is it subscribe? Join my subreddit and post to the next Form Check Friday submission thread, and I'll get to your videos. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Come on down to our Zach Tellender. Form check your best, clean and jerk.